travel is one of the best things to do to refresh your soul. The sights and people you meet are often so wonderful that they leave a mark on you forever. And then there are a few places which could indeed be the last place you would ever go, because they are pretty dangerous. Number 15, Danakil Desert. When you step onto the Danakil Desert, you would be forgiven for thinking that hell would pretty much look like that. Relentless temperatures, wastelands of salt, and weirdly colored rocks are all you see here. The Danakil Desert is located in the Afar region of northeast Ethiopia, and it is unbelievable that people actually live here. Danakil is probably the hottest place on Earth and receives very little rainfall. To make things even closer to resembling hell, there are bubbling lava lakes and multicolored hydrothermal fields spread around, which makes it look like a scene from another planet. The area is also referred to as the cradle of humanity because of the prehistoric fossils found here, which suggest that this is where our species first evolved. Number 14, Mount Washington. When you earn the reputation of being one of the most dangerous hikes in the world, there must be something pretty dangerous, right? Mount Washington is a 6,200-foot mountain and is home to the strongest wind ever recorded by a weather station, 231 miles per hour. The reason for it being such a dangerous place is that 3 major storm tracks all come together here, and that is why the winds are so strong. There is a hiking trail that exists, but even though there are many warning signs telling people not to try it, people ignore them, and there have been over 137 recorded deaths since 1849. Number 13, Mount Hoshin. Looking at pictures of a person crawling a narrow plank over 2,000 feet in the air may be enticing, but it is actually very far from alluring. Known as the world's most dangerous hike, Mount Hoshin is one of the 5 sacred mountains in China. It has been a part of folklore for thousands of years, and there are numerous shrines scattered in it. And then there are a few impossible pathways carved in the mountain, which are dangerous for even the most experienced hikers. It is said that there is only one true path up the Hoshin mountain, which is a 12-kilometer trek and rises 1,800 feet. Supposedly, it took over 3,000 years to build. Number 12. Death Valley. Well, they might say what's in a name, but when the name says Death Valley, you really wouldn't want to visit, would you? Located in eastern California in the northern part of the Mojave Desert, Death Valley is one of the hottest places on Earth. Surrounded with tall mountains and the lowest area of Earth in the Western Hemisphere, the Badwater, Death Valley is a strikingly beautiful place. But that doesn't take away from the danger though. The temperatures can go as high as 57 degrees Celsius, so if you do decide to take a trip through Death Valley, make sure your car air conditioner is in top-notch condition. Number 11, Madidi National Park. Located in the upper Amazon River Basin in Bolivia, the Madidi National Park is as close to a jungle paradise as it could possibly come to, and yet this paradise is dangerous to say the least. It spans over 19,000 square kilometers and is one of the largest protected areas in Bolivia. Madidi is known for its vast flora and fauna, and yet the plant life could literally kill you. Almost anything that you touch in Madidi can give you an intense itching, rashes, and dizziness. In fact, even the slightest cut or wound can become infected with tropical parasites and pose a grave threat. And not just the plants, there's a great number of dangerous animals as well, including poisonous ones. Not an ideal tourist destination. Number 10, Valley of Death of the Kamchatka Peninsula. Here's another ominous sounding name. Officially known as Kamchatka Peninsula, the Valley of Death is located in Russia and is perhaps one of the deadliest places that man has ever set foot onto. The valley is located on the west slopes of the Kikbanik volcano, and thus the valley is full of poisonous volcanic gases. The main gas present is hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide, and carbon disulfide, and they are the reason behind the deaths of the number of birds and animals here. The reason for the huge number of dead animals here is because of a domino effect. The bird gets affected first, and their bodies attract the foxes, and then their bodies attract the wolverines, and so on. The scientists working here often complain of headaches, dizziness, and weakness. The easiest solution is to leave the area, so why head into it in the first place? Number 9, Elephant Kingdom. We always love to do offbeat things when traveling, but, well, some amount of sense still prevails. But all bets were off when it came to the Elephant Kingdom Park in Thailand. Although the name actually suggests elephants, the main attraction is the body of water, where visitors can actually feed crocodiles. And while it may not strike as that much of a scary activity, the safety was actually non-existent. Tourists would go into the water on a makeshift raft and dangle beef over it for crocs to eat. And the rafts were not really durable. They were basically plastic barrels holding a poorly made shelter on top. The park has thankfully been shut down now, due to photos of the dangerous activity surfacing online. Well, the internet has its good uses. Number 8. Snake Island. If you like snakes, you will probably love it. But if, like most of us, you dread snakes, then this island in Brazil is an absolute nightmare. Called Ilha de Comida Grande, or Snake Island, it has been called the world's deadliest island because, well, there are many poisonous and deadly snakes living here. It's a 110-acre island, and there are about 4,000 snakes here. Oh, and among the snakes is the golden lancehead as well, whose poison can supposedly melt human flesh. The reason for that is that the island was once part of the mainland, but rising sea levels made it an island. The snakes which were already there thought it was a good time to mate, and their numbers increased. Alarmingly, because of their venom and lack of any enemies, they soon became the dominant species on the island. Number 7. Sinabung Volcano. On the Indonesian islands of Sumatra, there is a beautiful mountain which people love to visit called the Sinabung Mountain. However, it is a volcano, and a rather active one. Its many eruptions have left thousands of people without shelter many times, but such is the mountain's allure that they keep coming back, even though their villages have been covered by ash and lava several times already. No one really knows what's going to happen in these mountains, and so it's a better option to stay away. Number 6. Death Road. When a road is called Death Road and the Road of Fate, you can pretty much assume that it's going to be extremely dangerous. The North Yungas Road is a 56-kilometer road in the Yungas region of Bolivia and has been dubbed as the world's most dangerous road. The road initially ascends over 15,000 feet, then descends about 4,000 feet, while winding through steep mountains and a sheer drop on one side. And what makes it even more dangerous is that there are hardly any guardrails, and fog makes the road even worse. Because of its dangers, the road attracts as many as 25,000 visitors every year, but over 200 to 300 travelers die every year on that road. I guess history is doomed to repeat itself. Number 5. Colorado River. Flowing through Colorado, Utah, Nevada, and Arizona, the Colorado River is 1,450 miles long and even flows through the Grand Canyon. So naturally, it is a much sought-after tourist place. But what many don't know is that the river can be extremely dangerous. After heavy rains and the melting of the snow, the water in the river becomes very dangerous as it turns rough. But its allure is such that people still go for a swim in it, often at their own peril. In 2014, during the first 7 months, the water became so dangerous that 15 deaths were recorded. Number 4. New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Well, as far as beaches go, it is one of the prettiest. But then, the visitors to the beach are not just limited to humans. There are many sharks here as well. It is the highest number of shark attacks for a single beach in the world. And local estimates say that if you've gone for a dip here, then you have probably put yourself within 10 feet of a shark. There have been over 210 attacks over the past 30 years. So do yourself a favor and limit yourself to the sand here. Number 3. Trolltunga. Trolltunga, or Troll's Tongue, is one of the most famous tourist sites in Norway. Overlooking the beautiful Ringedalsvatnet Lake at a height of over 700 meters, the lake forms a breathtaking sight. The hike to the Trolltunga is very difficult and takes about 8 to 10 hours. What makes it really dangerous, though, is that the fall is very steep, and a woman even lost her life due to the fall recently. Number 2. Chernobyl. Well, to tell you the truth, this is a rather stupid tourist destination. After all, there was a major nuclear disaster here, and the radiation fallouts from the explosion are still present. Even though the contamination levels are now low enough to allow brief, unregulated visits, it is still a pretty dangerous place to be in. And we really have no idea why that even after that warning, thousands of people visit it every year. There are even travel companies who arrange for trips to Chernobyl. I wonder if they also give free coffins in the package. Number 1. Running of the Bulls. Well, this is not really a place, but rather a festival. But Pamplona in Spain is definitely one of the most dangerous places you could choose to visit when a festival is going on. The 8-day festival began in the 14th century to honor Saint Firmin. There is an 825-meter course where 6 angry bulls are let loose to wreak havoc among over 20,000 people. Well, it seems like a pretty stupid thing to do, and over 100 people are injured every year. And that's not counting the 15 deaths that have taken place since 1915. If the whole point is to outrun the bull, why run against them voluntarily in the first place? Have you ever visited one of these dangerous places? If so, please share your experience with us in the comments below. And remember to subscribe to our channel to get instant alerts on our videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.